now. That's 1-877-577-1597.
Action, darling.
Space is limited, so call in the next 2 minutes. Call now. That's 1-877-577-1597. Call now. This could be their one and only chance to be a star.
Welcome to World News. Tonight, fading fears. The CDC changes course and now says there's no need to close schools because of the swine flu. Raising the roof. Home prices have sunk so low, some new housing developments are simply being demolished. Saving face. The woman who received the first face transplant in the U.S. bravely steps out in public. Blockbuster. Fans flock to find the final installment of the fantasy series that is all the rage among tweens. And the generation that's tossing out the old rules about gender.
From ABC News headquarters, this is World News with Charles Gibson.
Good evening. What a difference a week makes. Last Tuesday, the Centers for Disease Control issued an advisory to local communities, urging them to consider canceling school if a case of swine flu was confirmed or even suspected. As of today, more than 700 schools were closed and 586,000 students stayed home. And then this afternoon, federal officials reversed themselves, saying the outbreak is not as severe as once feared and canceling school is no longer necessary. Ryan Owens is in Fort Worth tonight, where the entire school system has been closed for almost a week. Ryan?
Charlie, good evening to you. The school behind me is one of 140 shut down in this city alone. 80,000 kids were supposed to be out of school until next week. Well, late today, Fort Worth announced they're coming back on Friday. On the day 30,000 more American students learned their schools were closing, a stunning reversal announced by the new Secretary of Health and Human Services.
There's new guidance being put out as we speak that will recommend that schools cease closing the school itself with affected cases.
A week after health officials told schools they should close for 2 weeks if they have even a single case of the swine flu, those same officials say, never mind. The CDC's latest recommendation, children showing symptoms of the flu should stay home for up to a week, but their school need not close. Almost as soon as the announcement was made, schools in Illinois, Maine, and Maryland decided to reopen.
I was concerned that there was not a coherent strategy for our country, and we had different things happening in different locations.
Health officials say the reasoning for the reversal is simple. The swine flu just isn't as bad as feared. No more infectious or deadly than the flu schools have to deal with every year.
When we hear of the difficulty involved, of children who are dropped at libraries because there's nowhere for home care, of people who could lose their jobs because they don't have sick leave, these factors are really real.
Especially for parents like Christina Cunningham. She has 4 children home from Fort Worth schools.
Well, I just wish they would just make up their minds and tell us what they need to do. I think it was a mess. They should have thought it over some more.
Also late today, the health department in the state of Texas confirmed the first Texan to die of the swine flu. She was a woman in her 30s. We're told she lived along the border and had some chronic health problems. But it is a reminder that the flu is out there, and the CDC is asking parents to remain vigilant. That is one piece of advice, Charlie, that did not change today.
All right, Ryan Owens reporting from Fort Worth, Texas tonight. Thanks to you. And in China, concern about swine flu remains as high as ever. Today, China expanded a ban on pork products from the United States. Pork producers in 38 states are not allowed to sell to China until further notice, even though there's never been any evidence that eating pork could be harmful. Steve Osunsami is in Concord, North Carolina tonight.
Yes, it's Tommy Porter, who spent the past 20 years raising hogs at this farm north of Charlotte, says he's angry.
Every time you hear swine flu, do you feel a hole in your pocket?
Well, I feel a hole in my pocket, a pit in my stomach. He believes his family's farm could lose more than $400,000 this year if consumers here and abroad refuse American pork. I can't afford to lose $400,000 a year. I'd be out of business within a year's time. For the nation's pork producers, these should be good times, just after Easter, when ham sales pick up, and just before the summer grilling season. But not this year.
Swine flu. Swine flu.
Swine flu.
Swine flu.
Swine flu.
By some estimates, the worldwide panic over the H1N1 virus is costing the U.S. pork industry $1.5 million a day.
They have taken a financial hit, and that was on top of an economic crisis that the hog industry has been in, which was for a couple of reasons. Cost of grain, which is what we feed our pigs, and then also, of course, the economic slowdown.
The government has tried to change the name from swine flu to H1N1 and underline that pork is safe.
You can't get this from eating pork.
It is perfectly safe to consume pork products from America.
You cannot get the swine flu from eating pork.
But swine flu stuck, and the fear has persisted. A Harvard poll conducted last week showed that 13% of Americans still believe they could get the flu by eating pork. Another 6% weren't sure. None of this sits well with Neil Kepi, a pig farmer in Iowa. We first met Kepi when World News was on the road. He helped us get our bus out of the mud. 7 months later, he's the one who needs help.
It has a direct impact on my livelihood.
And now he has a newborn son.
I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know how it's going to affect us. All I can do is hope for the best.
He says the swine flu virus is making his industry sick. Steve Osunzami, ABC News, Concord, North Carolina.
And next we turn to the economy. The troubled insurance giant AIG has disclosed new information about its corporate bonuses, and this version has the largest numbers yet. AIG has drawn fire for giving huge executive bonuses after receiving $180 billion in bailout money. And the company now says it paid out more than $454 million in bonuses last year. That's almost 4 times as much as earlier acknowledged. Fed Chairman Ben Bernanke, testifying on Capitol Hill, said today there are signs the 3-year slump in the housing market may be hitting bottom. But any recovery will come too late for some housing developments in California that have been foreclosed. The banks have decided it's cheaper just to scrap the projects, literally. Brian Rooney is in Victorville, California.
This is the new look of the housing collapse. Homes that were unfinished or unsold, knocked down and hauled to a recycling dump. This was to be a development of at least 300 houses selling for about $300,000. 16 were either finished or under construction when the builder went bankrupt.
I think it is a shock. I mean, less than 2 years ago, when a builder was selling a home, people camped out in tents. We have stories where people were in tents in line to buy a home, and this is just unbelievable. They're actually tearing them down.
During the housing boom, this was a hot spot where developments, some still under construction, sprouted all over the desert. At the peak of the market, the median resale price of a home in this area was just shy of $325,000. Since then, it has dropped 65%, now at $115,000. The houses in this development were being plundered. The Texas bank that owned what was left decided it was cheaper to tear down rather than finish building and lose more money in a sinking market.
You can see the insulation here, some copper pipe, brand new roofing tiles. This pile of rubble is all that's left of 4 model homes, fully built, ready to move in.
The city had been pressuring the bank to protect the houses, maybe even finish them.
We did not imagine they were going to decide to demolish the homes.
Another California city is also moving to knock down this unfinished townhouse development. And here in the desert, other model homes sit abandoned, now possibly worth only their weight in scrap. Brian Rooney, ABC News, Victorville, California.
There is late news tonight about an internal Justice Department investigation into the conduct of Bush administration lawyers who wrote memos authorizing harsh interrogations of terror suspects. George Stephanopoulos is joining us from Washington tonight. George, that news is?
The news is, Charlie, the Office of Professional Responsibility has recommended that these 2 lawyers, John Yoo, who is now a law professor in California, and Jay Bybee, now a federal appeals court judge in Nevada, should be disciplined by state bar associations for their actions, but they should not be prosecuted. This is the only outstanding Justice Department investigation, so it means that it is highly unlikely that the Attorney General will open up another investigation, highly unlikely this will lead to prosecutions.
But there are a number of investigations going on in Congress, are there not?
A Senate Intelligence Committee investigation, that could take another 6 to 8 months, and the 2 lawyers are appealing this draft report from the Office of Professional Responsibility. They sent in their responses last night. It could take several weeks for the final report to come out, but the bottom line, no recommendation of prosecutions.
All right, George Stephanopoulos in Washington, thanks very much. Overseas now, and the concerns about the growing unrest in Pakistan and Afghanistan. President Obama will meet tomorrow in Washington with the leaders of the two countries to urge them to cooperate in the fight against the Taliban and al-Qaeda. Pakistan has recently stepped up attacks on the militants in the Swat Valley, but the situation there is deteriorating by the day. Here's Martha Raddatz.
Today, thousands of terrified residents are fleeing Pakistan's Swat Valley. Just 90 miles from the capital, Islamabad, Taliban fighters are seizing police stations and government buildings. We spoke by phone to a man who had just fled.
People seem to be like hostages, are being surrounded by the Taliban and security forces, firing mortars and heavy artillery against them.
The Taliban siege comes after a peace deal with the Pakistani government collapsed, sounding alarm bells on Capitol Hill today.
Let me be blunt. Pakistan's pants are on fire. There is a real and present danger to Pakistan's survival.
The Pakistani military has gone after the Taliban in the Swat Valley before. We visited the very town now under siege a little over a year ago. What you're looking at just across the river is the local Taliban headquarters. Indeed, even then, the Taliban was closing schools and beheading those who defied them. At the end of 2007, a military operation was launched, but not sustained. Today, things are worse than ever. Pakistan is nuclear armed, a haven for militants, and the likely home of the man George Bush never managed to capture, Osama bin Laden. Bin Laden's border safe havens also create more violence in Afghanistan, making this region the most urgent foreign policy problem the Obama administration faces. Martha Raddatz, ABC News.
And still ahead on World News, the face of courage. The woman who received this country's first face transplant appears before cameras. Couples blurring the lines at home and on the job. Surprising changes in work and family. Next in our series, the new gender rules. And epic battles and epic sales. A widely popular tween adventure series reaches the end of the road.
This is World News with Charles Gibson. Brought to you by Miracle Grow Moisture Control Potting Mix.
Want bigger, more beautiful potted plants? Miracle Grow makes it easy with Moisture Control Potting Mix. Watch. The soil is so amazing, it actually stores water, only releasing it when plants need it, taking the guesswork out of watering. Plus, there's Miracle Grow plant food mixed right in that feeds for 3 months. So plants grow twice as big. Easy and amazing. Want it big? Want it beautiful? Make it Miracle Grow.
Cheerios works naturally to help lower cholesterol. Let it help lower yours.
I learned a lot when I found out I had high cholesterol, but I didn't know that it may have led to my erectile dysfunction. That's why my doctor told me about Levitra.
Certain medical conditions, including high blood pressure, diabetes, and high cholesterol, can decrease blood flow, which may lead to ED.
That was news to me. My doctor told me Levitra could help.
Levitra works by increasing blood flow to help treat ED.
Levitra works for me. Maybe it can work for you.
Ask your doctor if you are healthy enough for sexual activity. If you have heart problems, are on alpha blocker therapy, or have uncontrolled high blood pressure, talk to your doctor before taking Levitra. Do not take Levitra if you take nitrates for chest pains, as this may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Side effects may include headache, flushing, and stuffy or runny nose. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help if you experience an erection lasting longer than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss of vision or hearing, stop taking Levitra and call your doctor right away. Ask your doctor if Levitra is right for you.
Mom knew I needed calcium from day one. Now I'm the mom, and I know 80% of us don't get enough calcium from food. Our bodies can steal it from our bones. Give yourself some TLC, Tender Loving Caltrate, and give TLC to somebody you love.
She's losing her battle against nasal allergies, but we found a way to fight it.
Omneris to the nose!
Omneris works differently than many other allergy medications. Omneris fights nasal allergy symptoms that occur from allergic inflammation. Relieve those symptoms with Omneris. Side effects may include headache, nosebleed, and sore throat. Mission accomplished. Oh, incoming! Ask your doctor about Omneris. In the battle against nasal allergy symptoms, Omneris combats the cause.
The woman who received the country's first face transplant appeared before cameras today, 5 months after surgery. Until now, her identity and how she became so severely disfigured has been kept secret. But flanked by her medical team at the Cleveland Clinic, she told her story. Some of the pictures may not be easy to watch, but her story is compelling. Here's John McKenzie.
She will still need more surgeries, more adjustments, and she's getting speech therapy, learning how to use all those new nerves and muscles. But today, Connie Culp was finally ready to show her new face to the world.
I just want to say that when somebody has a disfigurement or don't look as pretty as you do, don't judge them, because you never know what happened to them.
Connie was shot by her husband. It was 5 years ago. The bullet obliterated her face and nearly her life. Her husband is still in jail. But this 40-year-old mother of two was transformed into this.
She would walk on the street and kids would, run away in horror.
In December, doctors performed a 22-hour operation, replacing 80% of Connie's face with donated muscle, skin, and bones from a woman who had died just hours earlier.
She was determined to improve her quality of life. She knew that this was not a first option, but a last resort.
Today, Connie can once again eat and drink without a straw. She can smell, and she is learning to smile.
She's come a long way. She's a lot happier. She laughs a lot. She's very physically fit.
Connie will be on medications the rest of her life so that her body does not reject her new face. And with time and a bit more work, doctors predict she will end up looking more like this.
You never know what might happen to you. You might get in a car wreck and think you're beautiful one day, but you never know. One day it might be all taken away.
Taken away, and perhaps for Connie Culp, slowly given back. John McKenzie, ABC News, New York.
Gutsy lady, good for her. And we have a death to note tonight. The popular and very prolific funny man, Dom DeLuise.
More women! More wine! More!
He was larger than life, flamboyant, positively goofy. And his laugh made us laugh. One profile put it well, this is not a man who can shrink behind a potted palm. His career spanned Broadway, television, and dozens of films. He was a regular in Mel Brooks movies, even if you could hardly recognize him.
Pizza the Hut!
And he was more than okay making fun of his weight.
Howdy, buongiorno. Action! Not in the face! Thank you.
Dom DeLuise was 75. And coming up, striking findings about how young couples run their lives. Our series, The New Gender Rules.
They tickle, they tease, and you sneeze. Maybe it's time to ask your doctor about Singulair. While many allergy medicines block histamine, Singulair blocks leukotrienes, an underlying cause of nasal allergy symptoms. And that's how Singulair works differently. One pill, once a day. Side effects are generally mild and vary by age and may include headache, ear infection, sore throat, and upper respiratory infection. Singulair, a different way to treat allergies.
This is the AARP Medicare Supplement Insurance Plan card. You know what's great about this card? Wherever you go, nationwide, your coverage travels with you. And that's just one of the many reasons you need the card you can trust. Because with AARP Medicare Supplement Insurance Plans, you can apply year-round, talk with personal health insurance advisors, and so much more. If you're turning 65 or older, or you've already enrolled in a Medicare supplement plan, call for this free information kit and Medicare guide. These are the only Medicare supplement insurance plans exclusively endorsed by AARP. These plans, insured by United Healthcare Insurance Company, help cover some of your medical expenses not covered by Medicare alone. This could save you thousands of dollars. Want your choice of doctors or hospitals, virtually no claim forms, and no referrals needed to see a specialist? Call for your free kit. Yep, this is one great card.
Every Sunday, lasagna at Mom's was a family tradition. When she started forgetting things, I was hoping it was nothing.
What a nice surprise.
Mom, it's Sunday. That's when I knew I couldn't wait. Mom's doctor said these were signs of Alzheimer's, a type of dementia, and that prescription Aricept could help. He said it's the only treatment proven effective for all stages of Alzheimer's. Studies showed Aricept slows the progression of Alzheimer's symptoms. It improves cognition and slows the decline of overall function.
Aricept is well tolerated, but not for everyone. People at risk for stomach ulcers or who take certain other medicines should tell their doctors because serious stomach problems such as bleeding may get worse. Some people may experience fainting. Some people may have nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, bruising, or not sleep well. Some people may have muscle cramps or loss of appetite or may feel tired. In studies, these were usually mild and temporary.
Mom.
Talk to your doctor about Aricept. Don't wait. Alzheimer's isn't waiting.
Tonight we have a look at how changing times and the changing economy are redefining attitudes about work for men and women. A new study finds a shift in traditional roles among 20-somethings, the so-called millennials. For the first time, more men than women are expressing concern about balancing work and family. So Betsy Stark has part 2 of our series, The New Gender Rules.
32-year-old Eric Adams worries he should be doing more to advance his career and more to take care of his family.
It's a balancing act, and it's very difficult.
33-year-old Amy Adams takes for granted that Eric's ambitions won't stand in the way of hers.
Feeling fulfilled in that professional setting is very important to my happiness.
Women every bit as ambitious as men, and men who worry work is keeping them from home. For many young Americans, traditional gender roles have all but disappeared. Men have become nurturers as well as providers. Women have become providers as well as nurturers.
There is a coming together of the roles that I think was almost unthinkable in the past.
Behind this quiet revolution is a dramatic demographic shift. In 1975, 47% of women with children under 18 worked outside the home. Now, 71% do. What's more, 1 in 4 women now earn significantly more than their husbands.
Hey! Hey!
As their economic roles have merged, their gender roles have melted away. Just ask 5-year-old Jackson Adams.
Who makes dinner in your house, usually?
My dad and my mom.
Who does the dishes in your house?
My mommy and my dad.
Who gives you a bath?
They do it every night.
All right.
We heard from many young families about this growing partnership. Viviana Russell told us her husband is at home right now cleaning.
Can you imagine it being another way?
I cannot imagine it being another way in terms of a mother working outside the house that also has to keep up with all the domestic duties. I think that would just be nearly impossible.
Many of the women who've done it would surely agree. Betsy Stark, ABC News, Canton, Georgia.
The New Gender Rules. And up next, gods, monsters, and multi-million-dollar sales.
When morning comes in the middle of the night, it affects your entire day. To get a good night's sleep, try 2-layer Ambient CR. The first layer dissolves quickly to help you fall asleep. And unlike other sleep aids, a second dissolves slowly to help you stay asleep. When taking Ambient CR, don't drive or operate machinery. Sleepwalking and eating or driving while not fully awake with memory loss for the event, as well as abnormal behaviors such as being more outgoing or aggressive than normal, confusion, agitation, and hallucinations may occur. Don't take it with alcohol as it may increase these behaviors. Allergic reactions such as shortness of breath, swelling of your tongue or throat may occur and in rare cases may be fatal. Side effects may include next-day drowsiness, dizziness, and headache. In patients with depression, worsening of depression, including risk of suicide, may occur. If you experience any of these behaviors or reactions, contact your doctor immediately. Wake up ready for your day. Ask your healthcare provider for 2-layer Ambient CR.
I've had asthma forever.
I've had asthma for as long as I can remember.
10 years. I used to wonder why my medicine wouldn't help prevent
my symptoms from coming back.
I just figured it couldn't get any better.
And then I found out something I didn't know.
I found out there are 2 main causes of asthma symptoms. Airway constriction you feel, and inflammation you may not.
Most medicines don't treat both.
So, My doctor prescribed Advair. Advair treats both main causes to help prevent symptoms in the first place.
Advair contains salmeterol. Salmeterol may increase the chance of asthma-related death, so Advair is not for asthma that's well controlled on another controller medicine. Advair will not replace fast-acting inhalers for sudden symptoms and should not be taken more than twice a day. Talk to your doctor about the risks and benefits of Advair. If you take Advair, see your doctor if your asthma does not improve or gets worse.
If you're still having symptoms, ask your doctor how to help prevent them with Advair.
Find out how to get your first full prescription free at Advair.com.
Advair. Now you know.
I was in the grocery store when I had a heart attack. My daughter was with me. I took a Bayer aspirin out of my purse and chewed it. My doctor said the Bayer aspirin saved my life. Please talk to your doctor about aspirin and your heart. I'm going to be grandma for a long time.
FTD's worldwide network of florists have been creating beautiful arrangements for nearly 100 years. Trust your most important occasions to the flower experts at FTD. Whether you're sending flowers around the corner or around the world, visit us at ftd.com.
Only K2's there. A crash involving Portland's mayor and police fight allegations they gave him special treatment and ignored a possible serious crime.
Plus, using a church's name to break one of the 10 Commandments, the scam to watch out for just minutes away.
Tomorrow, Bristol Palin, in her first live interview, talks candidly to Chris Cuomo about her pregnancy and being a teen mom, and about her mission to help educate others about teen pregnancy through the Candice Foundation. Tomorrow, Bristol Palin on Good Morning America.
Finally tonight, The Last Olympian. Not an athlete, The Last Olympian is an eagerly awaited book out today, the last in the Percy Jackson series, flying off shelves into the hands of enthusiastic young fans. And in the spirit of Harry Potter, these fantasy books are helping transform tweens into avid readers. Here's John Berman.
This rabid mob of children didn't show up today to see a rock star or a ball player. No, they came to see a former English teacher.
Oh my God, I'm so excited to meet you.
Author Rick Riordan is releasing the final installment of his Percy Jackson and the Olympians series. Percy is a lot like your average mixed-up teenager, except
he is half god, half mortal. His father is the Greek god Poseidon.
His world is filled with characters from Greek mythology, gods, monsters, Medusa, and Pegasus.
There is something about Greek mythology that really does strike a chord with children.
You have romance, you've got mystery, you've got magic, monsters, heroes, villains.
He is adventurous, and he's the son of Poseidon, and I really like water.
But there's more to Percy. He's dyslexic, just like Rick's own son, Haley. In fact, Percy was created from the stories that Rick told his son to keep him interested in school.
I think everybody needs a hero. I think it's important for kids to know that it's okay to be different.
They're my favorite books ever, and I hate to read, but I love reading them.
The books, published by a division of our parent company, Disney, have already sold more than 5 million copies, in the neighborhood of the mega-popular Twilight series. But nothing compared to Harry Potter, which has sold more than 400 million. There may never be another Harry Potter, but the Percy Jackson books do have Harry Potter-ish qualities. The magical powers, Harry's Hogwarts School for Wizards is like Percy's Camp Half-Blood. But most of all, they share fantasy.
Harry Potter opened a lot of doors. I think that we're in the middle of a renaissance in children's literature right now.
And judging by the crowd, a renaissance in reading. John Berman, ABC News, New York.
And that is World News for this Tuesday. I'm Charlie Gibson, and I hope you had a good day. For all of us at ABC News, have a good night.
Tonight.
I will not
be
eliminated.
eliminated. ABC's Dancing with the Stars, the results live tonight, 9/8 Central on ABC.
K2 was the only station there after Portland's mayor was involved in a crash. What Portland police have to say about allegations they gave him special treatment.
A report shows Oregon's multi-million-dollar stimulus package meant to create 3,000 jobs has created 102. Coming up, what is the problem? Why isn't it working?
I think we need more professional sports in Portland.
Fans may want them, but with several teams failing over the years, K2 wants to know, can the metro area really support more professional sports?
Live at 6, this is K2 News on your side.
Hey, good evening. Thank you very much for being with us. And first on 2, Portland police say they were well aware of the sensitivity